We are go for lunch. Good morning, guys. Well, morning for me. I don't know where you are on planet Earth, but for me it is 8:22 a.m. And I am in Northeast Florida. So welcome, guys. Where are you in the chat right now? I'm curious. I'm just curious. Like London right now is 5 hours ahead of me. Where are you from? Where are you from? In Australia, it's almost time for Betty Bye, right? But welcome, guys. Let's hang out a little bit. The topic of conversation is, what do you think of the sequel trilogy? This was a topic of conversation we had a few streams ago, or maybe my last stream. I can't remember. It was a good chat. I really like shooting the shit with people who, like them, don't like them. It is what it is. If you're new to this channel, and you're not sure of the vibe, all are welcome. Nobody cares what you think here. People just nobody's gonna tell you you're wrong around the HelloGreedo community. If you find one of those assholes in the chat, they're not a part of the community. They're just coming in to stir some shit. So welcome, guys. Oh, nice, Brandon. Hope you had some fun, Brandon. I'll check my DM. I did see that you messaged me. It is embarrassing how many unread DMs I have in my. If anybody is listening to me right now who has ever DM'd me on Twitter, I apologize. I have unread messages from you, Scotty, Pink Milk, Stephen Kent, Star Wars Visual Comparisons, Harmy, Papa Memes, Sully Hogs, Mustache Gaming, Paul C. Robinson, John Huey, Around the Galaxy, AT Chat. I have so many unread DMs on my Twitter. I don't really pay attention to much. New career, and I just do YouTube from time to time, and I wish I maybe in like 4 or 5 months I'll have more time to kind of devote to the community and the channel and whatnot. Once I get linked up on the 48 hour kind of fire department shift, I'm hoping to have more time. But yeah, I apologize to anybody that's ever DM'd me, because most of the time it just fades away and disappears, and I barely respond to my goddamn family and friends, so I apologize. Oh, it's a time-sensitive DM. Roger that. VADP, thank you so much. Give me 1 sec, man. Brandon says, oh, nice. Shop Disney. What? I didn't know this was a thing. For real, Brandon? I appreciate you bringing this to my attention, man. That's great. So I didn't know they sold this on the website. Oh, dude, this is perfect. Thank you. And it's $30. I'll post it in the chat for anybody. This is maybe other people didn't know either, but here's the indoor tiki mug from Galaxy's Edge that you can only get I thought you could only get it at Oga's Cantina. Turns out you can get it on the Shop Disney website. Yeah, I've been to Galaxy's Edge 3 times, and I've never been to the Cantina. The first time, because we couldn't get in, we were out in LA. I was with some EA folks. And the other 2 times is we had our daughter with us, and, I'm not going to go in and drink drinks for an hour in a cantina to fulfill my dreams when we could walk around Disney World for my 3-year-old and fulfill hers, right? So, nice, man. I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. My wife was asking me what I wanted for Christmas, and like most men of my age, I suppose, the answer is, I don't know. Running shoes and socks? I don't know. But hey, man, maybe this will be on the list. But I appreciate that, Brandon. The ADP, thank you so much for the first super chat and channel support of the stream. The ADP says, Sup HG, I personally love the sequel trilogy, just as I love the PT, which I grew up with. I think the hate for both is silly and overblown. Hope this helps. It's definitely overblown. It's interesting because when I talk to my friends who aren't a part of... fandom isn't the right word. Fandom is not the right word, because I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, if you've seen movies in the theater, if you're casual fans are Star Wars fans too, right? so fandom isn't the right word, but if you're a part of like the whirlwind, which is not the right word either, but if you're a part of the whirlwind of like Star Wars Twitter or some fan group or whatever, you definitely get a skewed vision of what people in the real world think of these movies. So it is overblown for people who kind of pay attention and have their finger on the pulse of the fandom on the internet, especially, right? I have never had a conversation online, offline rather, with a friend or even just an acquaintance or somebody that I just met, right? I've never had a conversation with somebody in that realm that ended with, well, you're not a real fan. Anybody that likes this movie or this director isn't a real fan. I mean, have you ever had that? Have you ever had that happen in the real world? No! Because anybody that would do that in the real world is a fucking loser. Anybody that does that on the internet is a goddamn loser too. Imagine because somebody likes a thing that you don't like, you say you're not a real fan of the thing. That embarrasses my soul. That embarrasses my heart. Like, there's 3 generations of Star Wars fans right now, right? Chances are you're not going to like one of the generations of Star Wars fans movies. Right? My generation isn't the biggest fan of the prequels, generally. So to suggest that because somebody likes a thing that you don't like, or vice versa, they're not a real fan, it's fucking stupid. It's dumb, right? But anyway, cheers. But yeah, ADP. I've always said also, like, before the sequel trilogy, I didn't really like some Star Wars, and I liked some Star Wars, right? Before the sequel trilogy ever was announced, ever existed, I was always a huge Star Wars fan. But there was some Star Wars stuff I liked and some Star Wars stuff that I didn't like. And guess what? In this new modern era of Star Wars where we have, the sequel trilogy and various TV shows and new books and comics and stuff, guess what? Not much has changed. There's still some Star Wars that I like, and there's still some Star Wars that I don't like. So, hey. But anyway, cheers, ADP. I'm glad you can find a nice middle ground where many people cannot. But hope you're having a good morning or afternoon or evening wherever you are on this big pale blue dot. Let me see. Where are you from, ADP? I'm going to see if you answered the question in the chat. What's up, Vince? Good to see you, man. There we go. Oop, he almost spilled. Oh, I did spill a little coffee on my giant mouse pad, but it's all good. That's why we have it, right? Yeah. What's up, Neon? Yeah, for me, I was saying, like, before the sequel trilogy and after the sequel trilogy, not much has changed because there's always been some Star Wars that I like and some that I don't like, So when it comes to the actual sequel trilogy, I enjoy 2 out of the 3 movies. Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, they're number 4 and 5 in my top list of Star Wars movies. And then The Rise of Skywalker didn't really do much for me whatsoever. There's, like anything, right? There's certain aspects that I enjoyed. But overall, it was just a big meh experience for me, which is fine. Again, you're going to like some, you're not going to like some. And not being a fan of that movie, I think I've made 2 videos on The Rise of Skywalker. Man, I could have milked that shit, right? I could have been one of those people who just made 1,000 videos about a movie I didn't like. Even the prequels, man, I've made like 10 videos in 10 years about the prequels. 10 videos in 10 years. Why didn't I milk it more? You gotta milk the hate. Are you even a real YouTuber if you don't milk the hate? Anyway. Master Sith 40, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. Master Sith says sequels were emoji dog, emoji shit. Hey, if broad brush strokes. Oh, one sec.
Hours. I'm grouchy. I waited in line for 30 minutes at Whataburger. I started a Twitter argument, and I still don't like Rise of Skywalker. Good morning. I like TLJ more and more.
Vince, cheers, man. Master Sith. Yeah, you're not alone in that opinion, right? A lot of people feel that way. Whether it be because, if you don't like... it's interesting. We'll get into all that. But, yeah, nothing wrong with that opinion. If you're not a fan of them, that's fine. A lot of people aren't fans of the prequels, which is fine. Like I said, there's aspects... My problem is, like... Even with the prequels, there's aspects that I will defend, and there's things that I say that I really like, which is true. But it's weird to me when just people are just like flat out, I did not like anything about that movie. Really? Not a goddamn thing? I mean, even like some of my most hated movies, hate is a strong word, but like Closer. I can't stand that movie. The whole movie is, did you fuck him? Yeah, I fucked him. That's the whole movie. But the acting was great. So even in like one of my most hated movies of all time that I've ever seen, I can still find some things that are pretty good in it, I guess. But yeah, Master Sith, you're not alone in that opinion. But anyway, cheers, man. I appreciate that support. Vince Wynn and Ray Farr, thank you guys so much for the super chats and channel supports. Vince says, been up for around 24 hours. I'm grouchy. I waited in line for 30 minutes at Whataburger last night or for breakfast. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat. I don't think I've ever... Does Whataburger have breakfast? Anyway, I started a Twitter argument, and I still don't like The Rise of Skywalker. Good morning. I like TLJ more and more. Whataburger, I used to... Okay, so when I used to be super fat in like 2008. It's really funny. Like I got out of boot camp, got out of A school, got to my first command, and I was Navy aviation, right? So like whenever it was lunchtime, my three options were Zaxby's, Whataburger, or McDonald's. And goddamn, 5 days out of the 7 days of the week, I was eating that. And it's hilarious to me. I used to be huge, and I attribute it to like 3 days out of the week going to Whataburger. It's great. It was great. At my biggest I've ever been, I was like 245, 250. I'm 190 now. There was like a year where I just completely let myself go on that kind of greasy ass bullshit. Never again. Hard to believe that was 12, 13, 14 years ago. But it is great. Whataburger, the Whataburger is, it has so how do I put this? I like what Whataburger puts on their burgers. I'm not a ketchup on a burger fan. I like mayonnaise and mustard as my condiments. Unless we're doing something, a little fun, like a daddle or barbecue burger, something like. But generally, I'll like, or like a smash burger with like a cayenne pepper. Mayonnaise is delicious, like a Shake Shack kind of thing. But I think Whataburger, when it comes to putting stuff on top of a burger, puts exactly what I love to put on a burger on their burgers. It's simple. It's lettuce, tomato, pickles, mayo, and mustard. And that's like, for me, just kind of the perfect combo. Yeah. Sometimes less is more, right? Sometimes less is more. But anyway. Whataburger breakfast burritos aren't bad. I don't think... Oh, around 3 a.m. I don't think I've ever had Whataburger breakfast. There's not one around me, and like whenever we go out of town and travel, I don't really pass any Whataburgers. Interesting. There's really only one Whataburger I can think of in town, and it's near a movie theater that I used to go to a lot. Kind of like, I would say 2004, 2005. Maybe I'll try one. Maybe I'll try onions and... Oh, yeah, I forgot onions. Onions, yeah, absolutely. Onion, nice, man. We're very similar in that what flavor profile or whatever you want to call it. I like... Same thing with like a hot dog. I like sauteed onions and mustard on mine. Onions and mustard. Yeah, man, like Crystal Burgers or White Castle. I think White Castle does this too, but like onion and mustard, that combo is perfect as well. Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Greedo. Hope
Oh.
you're doing well, my friend. Sorry, been busy with work and shit. Anyways, sequels overall are okay, but TLJ is the crown jewel of it all. It's the only one I watch nowadays.
Fofo, good to see you. Thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the patience. Give me 1 sec. We're down a hamburger rabbit hole. Man, I want to bring back From Trooper to Table. I used to make little goofy segments in the middle of some of my videos where I would do simple cooking recipes or like stupid stuff, like things that I as a snack, I like to get a tortilla, peanut butter, and then some honey, and then I like to maybe throw some granola in there and make like a wrap. It's a good like hiking snack or something like that. I called them indoor energy bars, right? From Trooper to Table. But I want to bring that back, and I want to make a video on how I make my burgers, because I know every idiot on planet Earth with a kitchen or a grill says this, but I think I make some pretty goddamn good burgers. They're smash burgers. I use potato rolls. I make a spicy cayenne pepper mayonnaise. It's very similar to a Shake Shack burger, but it's delicious, man. I love my burgers. Yeah, maybe for the next From Trooper to Table video will be just me making a hamburger for like 10 minutes. Be kind of cool. Anyway. Cheers, Vince. Don't get into Twitter arguments. You know how many people I see commenting? And I mean, I posted out something, my video that went live yesterday, and I looked at the quoted retweets, and I was like, all right, I'm not looking at Twitter for 24 hours. Don't feed it. Don't feed it. I'm with you, Vince. I love mustard too. Love it. Yeah, I'll work on that burger video. I need to find, we don't make burgers very often because they're horrible for you. And, but goddamn, maybe like I'll make them 3 times a year, our burgers, special occasions. But yeah, do live stream cooking burgers. That'd be fun. Yeah. How about this? I think my wife is going out of town soon to go visit one of her friends who just had a baby. She's going to drive down and stay with her for a couple days and help out and just kind of visit and see the kid. That will be... Oh, I can't do it then. Damn it. I was going to say I'll live stream myself, but maybe I'll make a video. Maybe I'll work on the video. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, cheers. Ray, Caleb, Darth, and Fofo, thank you guys, and I appreciate the patience as well. Ray says, hi, HelloGreedo, my buddy Cody and I love your vids. I was met on 7, loved 8, and loathed 9. Could I get you to say happy birthday to Cody? Happy birthday, Cody! Happy birthday, Cody. Cheers, man. Yeah, so well, thanks for the love, guys. I appreciate it. I'm glad you dig the videos. I'm kind of with you. Episode 8, The Last Jedi, is my favorite of the sequel trilogy era. I appreciate it for taking chances. I appreciate it for... It feels in terms of... so The Rise of Skywalker feels like kind of a checklist, kind of a paint by numbers, kind of a... if you put a bunch of shit that gets talked about in Star Wars forums into an algorithm for AI to make a movie, that's what it would come out with. It felt very generic to me, The Rise of Skywalker. The Last Jedi felt the complete opposite of that. It felt like a movie that took chances. Divisiveness is not a bad thing. Divisiveness breeds kind of interesting ideas in movies sometimes, right? And I think that's what The Last Jedi did. So yeah, I'm with you. I think I think creatively, I think artistically, I think it is the best of the sequel trilogy. And that's just me, right? And The Force Awakens was just kind of a straightforward, fun. I think The Force Awakens is the most just flat out fun Star Wars movie. Just completely fun. yeah, it's like if you want to just sit down and hold one sec. One sec, sorry. Okay, there we go. Had to respond to my wife dropping my daughter off at school. So yeah, if you just want like to me at least, a straight up fun, generally fast-paced Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens is it. But yeah. Anyway, cheers. I appreciate that, Ray, Cody, and happy birthday again, Caleb Diaz. Thank you so much, Caleb. I personally love the sequel trilogy. There's so much more good than bad. TLJ is my favorite outside of the OT. Also, people who believe the sequel trilogy will be retconned are dumb. Yeah, man, it's weird, Caleb. There's something really strange about people believing dumb, obvious bullshit on the internet, right? And Caleb, it's not exclusive to Star Wars. I mean, one of the best examples of people being too stupid to know they're dumb is those Q believers who went to Dealey Plaza and thought JFK Jr. was still alive and he was going to reveal himself at like noon on a Tuesday, right? I mean, can you imagine being that class type of human being? Can you imagine being the type of human being who believes every stupid nothing that slides across their tablet as they're laying in bed wearing Dickies socks? They really think that John F. Kennedy Jr., the guy who died in a plane crash decades ago, is still alive and he's going to come reveal himself at Dealey Plaza, the place where his father's head was blown off in 1962? 63? I think 63. I mean, can you imagine being that type of person? The same type of people who believe that are the same type of people who believe that the sequel trilogies are going to be retconned, or that there was like a fist fight in a Lucasfilm room, or that, I mean, what are some of the other rumors? I mean, I feel like there's been dozens of those types of stupid things where you sit back and go like, who the fuck believes this dumb stuff? It's one thing to not like the movies. It's fine. But to believe every stupid little Reddit post where somebody claims to be an inside... I mean, people are so gullible when it comes to, like, LARPing trolls on message boards or image boards. There's certain types of people who are so gullible, and it hurts my soul, because you just want to be like, stop believing everything. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway. Yeah. It's embarrassing, right, Caleb? But cheers. I appreciate that. Yeah. A lot of weird, a lot of people who do not have a good bullshit detector. Yeah, and also, like, if you have a YouTube channel, or like if you have something on the internet that's monetized, it kind of pays to be gullible, willfully gullible, right? If you're willfully gullible, and let's say you have a YouTube channel, and you see some nonsense posted on Reddit, or some bullshit YouTuber says something that's obviously, maybe the people who are monetizing this nonsense kind of know that it's bullshit, but they're kind of feeding the bullshit. If you're incentivized to make money off of bullshit, hey, guess what? You're going to get more of. You're going to get more bullshit. So anyway. Oh, the internet. Gotta work that bullshit detector like a muscle, ladies and gentlemen. Darth, Elsa, Fofo, Vince, Lego, and TBG. Thank you so much for the channel support, guys, and also thank you for the patience. Darth says, I thought they were pretty good. TLJ was my favorite, and The Rise of Skywalker could have been better, but still good. Yeah, overall, I think they're pretty solid. I was very pleased with the first two chapters of the sequel trilogy. And as we've said, The Rise of Skywalker was, I think, the weakest of the three by far. But yeah, the weakest of the three, because to me, it didn't really have. I don't know. The one thing that I will say about it is, and this is my favorite aspect of the Rise of Skywalker, rather, but is the carryover of the relationship between Rey and Kylo, Rey and Ben. I thought that was carried over well. There's a lot of aspects of their relationship that I really enjoyed. So I think they did a pretty good job carrying that over from kind of what The Last Jedi built. I think The Last Jedi's handling of the Rey and Kylo relationship kind of... I thought it was great. I thought that connection was a clever new insight into the Force. I thought it was a really good way to put these two characters together with distance between them. I thought it was handled great. And I really do think it was carried over nicely in The Rise of Skywalker. That's one of the most positive things I can say about the movie. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, Darth. Cheers. Fofo Nablis, it is good to see you. I have not said Fofo in a long time. Fofo says, long time Greedo. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Sorry, been busy with work and shit. Anyways, sequels overall are okay, but TLJ is the crown jewel of it all. It's the only one I watch nowadays. I would agree. And with a 3 sequel trilogy movies, I think it is hands down the... Oh, one sec.
Do I hate them? No. I don't really have any desire to rewatch them. They don't have the same impact or depth. It's like the weird uncle we all acknowledge but don't invite. But hey, sometimes we laugh or cringe at his weird theories.
Grant Guthrie, thank you so much for that ridiculously generous super chat and channel support this morning, man. I greatly appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. Give me one sec, Uncle Guthrie. One sec, man. I got Fofo, Vince, Lego, TBG, and Grant. But I'm with you, Fofo. It's I think creatively, it's the tip top of the spear when it comes to the sequel trilogy. It just introduces so many fun, new, and fresh ideas. It's not... I don't want to be catered to. I don't want my Star Wars movies to just kind of be generic lightsaber fan films. And I don't want them to all just spoon-feed me shit that I'm expecting. To me, that's the death of Star Wars, when you just kind of spoon-feed and hand-feed just bottom-of-the-barrel baseline bullshit that people want to see. That's the death of creativity. And that's kind of how The Rise of Skywalker felt to me. But, you know, and The Last Jedi was I don't know. It was an enriching experience, and I think it enriched Star Wars and brought it to a level where, you know, it elevated it to what it could be. Like, compare The Rise of Skywalker to The Last Jedi. It is such an elevation of what Star Wars can be creatively, rather. That isn't just kind of shit you're expecting, right? Anyway, I appreciate that, Fofo. Cheers. Hope you're doing well. Vince, Lego, TBG, Grant, and George, thanks, guys, and thanks for the patience. Vince says, my burger requirements. Take notes, guys. 2 thin patties, mustard, onions, bright yellow melty cheese, structurally sound, not too tall, solid bun. I'm right there with you, man. I always make doubles whenever I make our burgers. So here you go, Vince. We have a griddle and I have a press, like it's like, I guess it's called a press. It's like a big flat, basically like an iron made for burgers. But I'm with you, Vince. I'm not a fan. Like, it's weird to me when you order a burger and it's like a big thick patty. It's almost like a baseball, and like, yeah, the burger's so thick. Doesn't... Okay. Cool. It's the same amount of meat that I'm going to make for my flat patty that I think tastes better. Burger's so thick. All right, man. It's a hockey puck. Whatever. Yeah, I like thin patties as well. I like smash burgers. It's weird, like people sometimes, and I'm not like a grilled burger guy. I like burgers on a griddle. I mean, obviously I'll eat a grilled burger, but I prefer burgers on a griddle. So I make our burgers, get a pound of ground beef. You make a nice, like, I don't know, tennis ball size ball. You put just simple kosher salt and some freshly ground black pepper. Have that griddle nice and hot, and you put it face down with that pepper and salt. Let it sit there for a couple seconds, and then smash that son of a bitch down as flat as you can get it. Maybe like 2 minutes, flip it over. Put that nice American cheese on it, that bright yellow cheese on it. After you smash it a couple more times, and you leave it on there for another couple minutes, and then boom, you take it off. It's just nice and crisp edges. It's great. Before that, you have your potato roll. Got to have a nice fluffy potato roll. You have it searing there. You get it. You put some butter on it. You get it nice and seared on that griddle. It's delicious. Yeah, man. I make. I love the Shake Shack sauce. So I'll make copycats of that. It's mayonnaise. It's cayenne pepper. It's a little bit of Dijon mustard, I believe. It's been a while since I've made it. Shake Shack copycat. Let me look up the which is the one that I usually use. I use is it the tasty one, I think? Mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, a little bit of Heinz ketchup. Oh yeah, pickle brine and cayenne pepper. It's just a really nice, subtly like back of your throat spicy sauce. I love it, man. Anyway, cheers. Yeah, I am going to make a hamburger making video. Anyway, cheers. I'm with you, Vince. We're very similar in our culinary desires. Lego Star Wars Fan 77, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, Lego. Lego says, I feel like some people who hate TLJ have unrealistic expectations. Possibly. Sorry, guys. Possibly. I think Star Wars or fandom in general, fandom and expectations, fandom has a real problem with expectations to begin with. That's why the older I've gotten, the more I'm able to kind of curb my expectations a little bit, tap them down a little bit, not get super excited for things. I mean, obviously it's impossible not to get excited for a new Star Wars movie, Rogue Squadron on the horizon. I'm super pumped for it. But I try to keep my expectations grounded. Because, like going into, let's say, Andor, right? The new show, Andor, that's going to be coming out. I'm not excited for it. Whatever. It's going to be a Star Wars show. I'm going to watch it. But overall, I'm not that excited for it. I think that's a very healthy way to go into a show. Going into a show where your expectations are very low is, to me, way healthier than going into a show or a movie where you are just expecting it to be the best goddamn thing ever, right? People going into the Book of Boba Fett thinking it's going to be the bee's knees might be very let down. But me going into Andor going, I don't know, whatever. I'm not really expecting much. And maybe it's going to be the best damn thing ever. Maybe it's just going to completely exceed my expectations. That's a great thing. But yeah, overall, Lego, I think, yeah, maybe expectations is the wrong word. Maybe, maybe it's the right word. There are things, I guess, expecting and expectations. I don't know. Sometimes people want things to go in a certain way, or want people to act a certain way. And it doesn't jive with kind of the direction they want things to go in. I don't know. It's interesting to me. But that's no different. than previous Star Wars installments. I mean, there was an entire generation that watched the prequels, my generation basically, and older, who watched those movies, the prequel movies, and kind of had the same reaction that people watching the sequels had. That's why a lot of kind of, you know, what I see, you're not a real fan, that kind of stupid shit, it just kind of like, just, I don't, it's stupid. It doesn't get under my skin because it's just dumb. Because I've seen it before, you know, 20 years ago, I've seen it before. So, you know, it's just kind of a cyclical thing. Yeah, it's, whatever. Anyway. Cheers, Lego. I appreciate it. TBG, Grant, and George, and Darth, thank you guys so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. TBG says, a burger cooking hangout, see variety of burgers. See variety of burgers. Well, I'm definitely going to make a variety of burgers. Is that a thing? There is a variety of burgers. Is that a show or something? No, it's not. Okay. But I'm definitely going to make that video, TBG. If you want, there's a guy on YouTube, a burger YouTube channel. There's a guy on YouTube who makes really fun videos about hamburgers, and he always I can't believe I can't find this guy. Okay, what is this? The Burger Show, is that what it's called? No, the Burger Show. No, not this guy. That guy's too much. Let's see, let me find George Motz. Yeah, here we go. So, yeah, we're talking about hamburgers today. Oh, he has an Instagram. George Motz YouTube. Oh my God. How is it so difficult? He has his own YouTube channel. I don't think it's on First We Feast. Is it? I guess it is. Okay, yeah. He has... he's pretty popular. There's a guy on First We Feast named George Motz, and he's called like the Burger Scholar, I guess. And he, here's just a little video that he made like a year ago. Oops. Here's a video that he made like a year ago, and it's just fun little videos that he makes, and he gives you some insight into the history of certain regional burgers and stuff like that. And I think, if you watch that video, Vince, I think you'll want to watch more of his stuff. But yeah, he's got a fun little channel, and it's all about hamburgers. Anyway, cheers. It will be a video. Zoom call who wanted to discuss burgers and show all the different preferences was a thought. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I would love to be able to do stuff like that, but wearing the helmet and doing live streams where I physically need to make something. Like, if I ever tried to do a Lego build live stream wearing my helmet, it would be one of the most miserable experiences. I guess I could point my camera down to a table and just do it that way, but yeah. Anyway, cheers. I appreciate that, TBG. Hamburger video coming soon. Grant Guthrie, thank you so much once again for the ridiculously generous super chat and channel support. I appreciate that. Grant says, so the sequels, do I hate them? No. I don't really have any desire to rewatch them. They don't have the same impact or depth. It's like the weird uncle we all acknowledge but don't invite. But hey, sometimes we laugh or cringe at his weird theories. I have a desire to rewatch over and over again, basically 4 Star Wars movies. 4 Star Wars movies, I would say. The 4 that I have a desire to rewatch over and over again are A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, The Force Awakens, and The Last Jedi. Now, those 4 movies. Obviously, if I'm that's my mood right now. If I'm in a different mood, I'll throw The Phantom Menace in there. But The Empire Strikes Back is a movie that I love. It's my second favorite Star Wars movie. But rewatchability, like, I got to be in a mood. It's when I think rewatchability, I think, well, I don't know, man. Like, it's a movie for special occasions. Let's just say that. I don't hate them. I don't love them. The sequel trilogy is there. It's kind of the same thing as the prequel trilogy. I don't love them. I don't hate them. It's there. There's certain movies that I like. There's certain moments that I like in the prequels, and there's certain movies that I like and certain moments that I don't like and like blah 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 in the sequel trilogy as well, right? There's so, but yeah, rewatchability. I enjoy rewatching or even just throwing on like The Force Awakens because, as I've said before, I think it's the most just completely out there fun ride of a Star Wars movie. One that you can just throw on and have a good time anytime. It's just a good, solid, fun adventure. Yeah. And The Last Jedi, I think, has my favorite moments, individual moments in the sequel trilogy. Hands down, and my favorite individual moments in the sequel trilogy. But yeah, The Rise of Skywalker is the movie that kind of brings it down for me. Yeah. The video you shared is unavailable, by the way. Really? Weird. It worked for me. That's strange. Let me click that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's working for me. That's strange, man. I don't know why. But yeah, Grant. Oops. You know, you're not alone. It's I think the healthy way to like look at Star Wars, and maybe this is something that people gain insight into the older they get and the more generations of Star Wars that they experience, the older they get, you know? Like my generation has experienced basically 3 generations of Star Wars and Star Wars fans. I was 13 when the prequels came out. Boom. And then I was, the first Star Wars, 2015, so I don't know, I was like 27, something like that, when The Force Awakens came out. Is that right? 28? I don't know. I can't. No, 29? I can't do math right now. I don't know, or whatever. 29, I think. 29. I don't know. But kind of experiencing various generations of Star Wars movies as I've gotten older has kind of made me realize that you go into these movies not expecting them to be the way that your generation's Star Wars was, right? And I think that's a pretty goddamn healthy way to go into these things, because, hey, guess what? The prequel movies that you loved, the sequel movies that you loved, the original movies that you loved, the new stuff's not going to be like that. You know, this generation of sequel trilogy fans are going to experience another generation of Star Wars movies 20 years from now that they might not dig. They might not like them. You know, that's just kind of the way it is. That's the way it is, not with just Star Wars, but with movies and music and fashion and every goddamn thing that ping-pongs around generations, right? But, so, going into these movies, the older you get, at least, you kind of realize that the stuff, like, that's what's funny to me, like, people that are diehard prequel lovers, that's fine. You love them. Great. Don't act like the movies that you love weren't shit on completely for 2 decades. Don't act like they were crystal clean, perfect little nuggets of Star Wars. Oh, no, no, no. So, you know, you're saying all the things that we said back in the day now about the newer stuff. So, like, you know, it's yeah. Go into these things realizing that it's not going to be the thing that you loved back in the day. And I think that's a pretty healthy way to go into things. But anyway, Grant, I appreciate that, man. And I appreciate the ridiculously generous super chat and channel support this morning. It is only 9:06 a.m. Goodness gracious. So I'm going to be hanging out for another maybe 10 minutes or so and then hop off and maybe work on a video. I got some stuff to do around the house. Yeah, anyway. George Heilman, thank you so much for the channel support as well. George says, with the final chapter of the trilogy's release and the admitted lack of roadmap, the impact of the sequels impresses less with me. The Last Jedi, however, has aged the best for me. Yeah, I'm with you. I think as a cohesive unit, the Force Awakens and The Last Jedi really complemented one another very well. The Rise of Skywalker just took things in a very, I don't know, it took a hard turn into the woods for me. I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm really excited, like a decade from now, to kind of hear people's thoughts that were kind of there in the creative process of making this trilogy. A lack of a roadmap isn't really anything new. I mean, really. You could look at especially with the original trilogy, you can kind of look at all the ideas that were thrown out there that stuck, that didn't stick. Characters being completely different, relationships being completely different. So the original trilogy, while there was kind of a plan, it did have 3 different directors. We can't forget that. And a lot of shit changed in production. A lot of shit changed in the the writing process of those 3 original trilogy movies. And a lot changed with the sequel trilogy as well. I don't really know if a lot changed with the prequels. I don't think it was a completely cohesive. A lot changes, right? The roadmap. The lack of roadmap only bothers me. It doesn't really bother me, but it slightly bothers me when I think of The Rise of Skywalker, because it's the one out of the 3 that doesn't necessarily feel like a cohesive continuation. It's the one out of the 3 that feels so generic. It's the one out of the 3 that just kind of feels like its own thing, its own standalone thing. It doesn't feel like it meshes well with the other 2. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, I think The Last Jedi, you said it ages the best for you. Me as well. In terms of the sequel trilogy movies, me as well. It ages the best for me. The more I watch it, the more I like it. Same with the Solo. I know we're talking sequel trilogy, but Solo, in terms of new Star Wars movies, it's the Star Wars movie that ages or that I like the more that I watch it. Yeah, but anyway. Cheers, George. Darth and Oscar, thank you for coming in with the final super chats and channel supports of this morning stream. Let's see. One sec. Hold on one sec. There we go. Darth says, the main issue for me was The Rise of Skywalker is that it seems they tried to please too many people, Reylos, people who didn't like TLJ, and everyone in between. I don't know if that's just a coincidence. I would like to think that, so how do I put this? I think people watching The Rise of Skywalker will interpret it the way that they want to interpret. Like, people that didn't like TLJ are obviously going to interpret a lot of the things in The Rise of Skywalker as, like, trying to please them. People who were Reylos or whatever, in that camp are going to watch The Rise of Skywalker and go, oh, they were talking to me. So, like, it is a movie that talks to a lot of people. I don't know if that's intentional. I would like to think that the people who made the movie aren't sitting there on the internet just kind of like burning their creative process, just looking at what people want, because as I said earlier in the stream, like, doing that, just spoon feeding fans exactly what they want to see, is the death of creativity. And that's kind of what The Rise of Skywalker was to me. But I would like to think that wasn't the case, and it's more of an instance of people reading into the movie what they want to read into the movie and seeing it as a reflection of what they wanted. Does that make sense? Yeah. I don't know. And I don't look at it as I don't look at The Rise of Skywalker as an answer to anybody's issues with The Last Jedi. I don't look at it like that. I look at it as more of a continuation of what JJ wanted to do rather than a reaction to the fans. Maybe that's me. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but I guess it would be fucking hilarious for like J.J. Abrams and crew to be like, okay, what a lot of people didn't like this movie. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Let's just go on the internet. Fuck them. Let's just go on the internet and give them exactly what they wanted. That would be hilarious. But I doubt that's the case. Anyway, George, I appreciate that. I mean, Darth, I appreciate that. Yeah. I can't read into it that deep as it being like an answer to the internet's woes, you know? Because I just hope that's not the case, because I think that's too stupid. You know, I think that would be like just giving your creative process away to a bunch of people who are going to complain no matter what you do, right? Well, yeah, anyway. Oscar Rodriguez and Grant, thank you for coming in with the final super chats and channel support of the stream before I jet. Oscar says, not only are TFA and TLJ complementary to one another thematically, they're a great epilogue to the first 6 movies. If only The Rise of Skywalker was more in sync. I'm with you, man. You know, people talk about setups in The Force Awakens, and I think those quote-unquote setups were kind of handled really nicely in The Last Jedi. I've said it before. I mean, one lineage, right? People were like, for whatever reason, this is broad brushstrokes. A lot of people had a problem with everything, but no, Rey's lineage. I love the idea of her being a nobody. It's I don't know. It's unique. It's an interesting idea in Star Wars. Rey from nowhere, Rey nobody. You know, anybody can rise to the occasion and become something greater than what they were. I think it's a beautiful message, and I think it's it's a way better message. It's a way more interesting message than boom, she's a Palpatine, right? Stupid. It's dumb. That's dumb. So I think the setup and the payoff from The Force Awakens to The Last Jedi is very complimentary of one another. I think it does curb your expectations. I think it does twist things on its head often, which is a payoff in itself. Again, I don't want everything goddamn spoon-fed and so generic and predictable, right? So in that instance, I think it's very complimentary. And yeah, again, The Rise of Skywalker, to me, was just very out of sync with the other 2 installments. Yeah, I wish it wasn't, but hey, man, that is what it is. That's how, you know, that's, again, I've said it like probably 1,000 times on this live stream. There's always been Star Wars that I like and Star Wars that I don't like. This new generation of Star Wars is no different, you know. But anyway, cheers. And Grant Guthrie, thank you so much for the final super chat and channel support once again, man. Grant says, I will say The Rise of Skywalker. Oh, I will say without The Rise of Skywalker, the other 2 sequel movies are greatly improved. I made Snoke, a million Star Destroyers, Palpatine et al. Yikes. Yeah, it's the movie, to me, that has the worst ideas in it. They're I'm fine with taking risks. I'm fine with divisiveness. I'm fine with creative ideas that don't impact me, that I don't like, as long as they are unique and different. I will never forget that sinking feeling I had in the movie theater, Grant, when I saw the jar of pickled Snokes pass by on the giant movie theater screen. I just had this like, oh no feeling, like, this is what we're doing. This, I will never. There was just like this sinking. I sank down into my seat and I just became an atomized goo on the movie theater's sticky floor. I just It just instantly was no. Yeah, it has stupid ideas. It has ideas that are very, I always say this, like fan filmy. And I'd like to think that maybe most people get what I'm saying. Like ideas that if you ask a 10-year-old or an 8-year-old what they would want, 1,000,000 Star Destroyers. Okay. You know what I mean? Like it's very fan filmy, very unimaginative. Palpatine being back, big Star Destroyer. I don't know. It's just very generic sky is falling superhero stuff. Like that's what I was watching. Just the sky is falling. There's big stuff in the sky. Oh my goodness, everything is going to be destroyed. 1,000,000 Star Destroyers, giant Transformers in the sky, Thor and Superman in the sky, and everybody it says, oh my God. That's the Rise of Skywalker. Anyway, cheers. I appreciate that, Grant. Anyway, man, that's it for me. We were at exactly an hour. Nice. So it is 9:18 a.m. Got lots to do today. I haven't done an early morning stream like this in a long time. I feel like it's been months, but this was fun, man. Maybe we can think of some other interesting and fun topics of conversation for the next morning stream. I'm all ears. If you guys want to shoot me some ideas for topics next morning stream, fire them away on Twitter, man. Follow me on Twitter and then let me know what kind of other topics you'd want to talk about. It's fun to have specific topics that instead of just kind of like, well, sometimes I just like to shoot the shit and I'll just name the live stream poop and then there you go. Yeah, anyway. A big Death Star, a mini Death Star, a bajillion Death Stars. There you go. Yeah. Yep. Grant Guthrie, thank you so much for coming in with a final super chat and channel support of this morning live stream. Grant says, Trooper to table, pickled Snokes. Hey, man, it might happen. I might do that. But I'm serious about bringing back From Trooper to Table. I haven't made a From Trooper to Table segment in so long. I think the last Trooper from Table segment I made, I don't remember what video it was a part of, but I think it was for some crockpot ribs that we used to make quite often. I think it was for some ribs. But yeah, man, I'm definitely going to bring back From Trooper to Table. Maybe I'll include it in a video that I'm working on. I'm working on another Disney Plus 4K 83 video, despecialized kind of comparison video. So that should be coming out. Actually kind of have a deadline for that one. That should be coming out in the next 2 weeks or so. But yeah, man, I appreciate that, Grant. From Trooper to Table, coming back. Hopefully I'll have some time to maybe I can find some time to make some burgers. Anyway, cheers. I appreciate that, Grant. I appreciate all the support, guys, this morning. Let's see. Yeah, have a good one. Also, if you want to support the channel and play a game and play a little fun emoji game, a Disney emoji game, support the channel. I'm posting a link. Click on this link on your tablet or mobile device. Watch my latest video that I uploaded about Luke Skywalker. I'm doing a giveaway. Watch it. You'll see the giveaway. But yeah, click that link if you want to play the game. It'll support the channel. Yeah. Anyway, guys. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the support, everybody. Have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are on planet Earth. And I will catch you all on the flip side. Cool? Cool. What song should we end with? Let's end with this. All right, guys. See ya!